And welcome to Late Night Love. Tonight on Late Night Love, we're sitting with the moments that make adulthood feel like it's happening a little too fast. The pressure to commit, the job that drains us before we even start, the teens who mirror our old wounds, and the relationship that asks more of us than we know how to give. It's one of those nights where everything feels a little tender, a little raw, and a little too real. But that's why we are here, to breathe through it all together, to find the thread of compassion inside the chaos, and to remind each other that being overwhelmed doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're human.
Yeah.
So settle in. Let's talk about the hard stuff with some soft voices, because we are the place that doesn't yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't yell.
We don't yell at anything. It's too exhausting.
No.
So if you want to talk slow, well, sometimes.
Sometimes we talk slow.
Sometimes I talk a little fast.
We do. We get a little heated.
No, it's not
but
even.
We don't yell.
No, it's not even heated. I just talk fast on occasion. I just for whatever reason, the beats per minute, kick up, and I have a hard time with it. But it's been a long day. I see.
No.
Yeah. Of course, I did it cleaning the knife, not even using it, cleaning it so I could use it, and I cut it down here. No, I sliced it up here at the top. So.
How did that happen?
Because and it missed, and anyway, and so I.
Oh, gee.
It bled all over the place. It's chaos.
Oh, that's what the blood in the bathroom trash is.
Oh, the trash. Yeah. I was gonna say, did I miss some?
No.
I lost a Band-Aid somewhere, so.
Okay, a Band-Aid will turn up.
I fought with it to get it out the package, but I was still holding it to pressure to keep the thing. So, and then I went to go put it. Where the hell did I put it? Anyway, it's gone.
Gone.
It's just gone. It was all that just so I could eat dinner. So of course, dinner should have taken 25 minutes to cook. Take an hour and something. Just because, of course, it did. It's been one of I can't do for nothing, man. I've been having a rough 6-7 weeks.
It has been. It's been just one thing after another.
Yeah, and they're all perfectly normal things.
They are.
It's just
they're just stacked up one after the other. So usually you get a month break
or something.
Yours are like overlapping,
and they're all goofy things. I don't even get good stories out of it. What happened to your finger? Oh, I cut it cleaning it.
Cleaning a knife.
What happened with how'd you fracture your knee? I hit a pothole. There's no epic stories. I ran into a burning building to rescue puppies. No. I was riding a scooter and hit a pothole. What it is. It is what it is. But in our live segment tonight, we are talking about the pressure cookers we call jobs, the ones we quit right after starting, the ones that underpay us, the ones that wreck our mental health even before we clock in, and we've all had those. We're also touching on the big emotional crossroads when your partner wants marriage and you're still trying to figure out who you are at 21.
Yeah.
This is the messy middle of early adulthood where expectations collide with reality and you're left trying to build a life that doesn't swallow you whole. But before we do all of that, we want to let you know you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions to love@latenightLove.us and do the like, subscribe, share, join the thing. We had actually questions and comments on some shorts on Facebook and YouTube, so we'll have to go back and we have to figure out how to get you to do our Facebook ones too. Well, there's not like so many. It's just.
But I have to switch accounts.
Yeah, or just have a second browser that's logged into that other one.
Okay.
So you have one browser you use for normal routine stuff, and then you use just a whole separate browser for.
Okay.
That way they're completely separate in your workflow, so you don't trip over each other. You just have to remember.
Great.
You just have to remember to open up a different browser.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. All right, so that's all squared away. Let's get going. Let's start with tonight.
Okay. My girlfriend wants to get married, and I'm not ready. They're both 21.
Well, nobody's ready at 21, but here's the thing. You're never really ready to get married. I mean, here's the thing about...
He's still trying to figure out who he is.
Yeah, but you're not going to figure out who you are until you take on some responsibility. That's the rub for a young man, right? You don't become who you are until you have something bigger than yourself to take care of. That's the problem, right? Because that focuses you, that shapes you, that gives you something to be a better human being for. That's how men mature. And so when you ask, you're not ready? No, because no one's ever really ready to take on something bigger than they are. But yet you are. Now, I don't know if they're ready to get married, if they're a compatible couple, if she's actually ready or she's just trying to get out of a bad situation. You know, she's looking for utopia.
Could be her hormones are screaming. She's 21.
Yeah. He could be her way out of, the trailer park. Who knows? Or she could be mad at daddy and just wants to get married and move
Or
out.
maybe she really loves him and wants his baby.
It's all entirely, maybe she's not even want to have baby yet. She just wants the stability of marriage. She found someone who's compatible, which is, according to popular culture, is insanely difficult these days. So you can want to hold on to that thing when you found it, right?
Yeah.
She might have a good one. And so she's going to grasp on. Of course, she tries too hard, she's going to lose it. But so I don't know. I would think, not necessarily about marriage, about if you're ready to start taking on more responsibility as a human being and becoming the actual man you want to be, not this, quasi-adult. Because what does it really mean to be an adult?
Start adulting. Doing adult stuff.
Yeah, it's building a life bigger than you, right?
Yeah.
Some of us take till 35, 40 to figure it out. Others, learn these lessons earlier. Some of them never do. Some of them learn the lessons, decide that ain't for me, so I'm never going to take on that responsibility. I don't want it. I'm not, I can't share enough of myself to realistically do it. Oftentimes those people are wrong. They're actually be the best parents because they would dive in with both feet, but they don't want to. And that's perfectly fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make whatever choice you want, and there's getting no judgments here. Just make the choice, deliberately. And at 21, understand whatever choice you make now can change in 6 months simply because you evolve that fast. You can evolve that fast. But my caveat to this always is, as a young man, until you take on, shoulder responsibility, you don't become the person you are. I don't know if he's ready for it or not. I don't know if he's ready to begin to get ready. Maybe this is one of these things where, I'm not ready for the marriage part yet, but let's make a commitment. The
move in together.
Yeah, the fiance thing,
Fiance thing. There you go.
Yeah, it can be a 3-year engagement, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
You don't spend a lot on the ring. It's a promise ring. It's not a, low key the engagement even.
Yeah.
But in this modern world, finding people that are compatible, there's not two in the bush. Back in the, what was it my grandfather we used to say? What is it? One in the hand for two in the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a good one. Learn to grow together rather than grow apart, and you'll be fine. Rather than chasing the one that may or may not be there. But they are 21, and whatever does or doesn't happen isn't going to be the end of you.
So what the saying was in the 80s for women, another bus will come along in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that bus will be from Beaufunk nowhere.
I know.
You're hoping they're all coming from Hollywood or something, and no, you don't even want the ones coming from Hollywood. They're all the failed dreamers. No, you don't want people on the bus. You want people coming off first class on the airplane. Go hang out at the airport. I mean, just think about the clientele you're looking for. You're looking at. This ain't the 40s or 50s where people take the bus because they have to. All right. What's next?
Anyone ever quit right after starting a job?
Oh, lots of people. It happens all the time.
All the time.
You get there, you find out within the first 48 hours, this just ain't going to work for whatever reason. You know, maybe even the job description and the job you're actually doing don't quite match. Your boss is a knucklehead, whatever. You don't care about safety and you do. Right? There's 100 reasons for it. It happens all the time. And you just don't put those things on your resume. It's like they never existed. You don't tell anybody, no one knows.
It was a day. It was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's everyone doing to transition out of work mode? I used to use music blasting in the car on the drive home.
I don't know. I don't have a trouble turning off work mode. It is what it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Well, remember, I spent a lot of years doing, manual labor, right? Working in assembly lines and warehouses. You don't bring your work home. So that switch essentially gets off. You're physically recovering more than you're mentally recovering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that each switch is easier to turn off than when you're doing mental work all day.
Okay.
And then you want to come home and turn it off. But, after years and years of practice of turning it off, and now that most of my work is mental, still doesn't matter. I can come home and switch gears. But maybe that's something else, have something to switch into, I suppose, if I was going to make it deliberate. Even if I'm not going to sit down and do nothing, jump in with both feet.
You watch videos.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it doom scrolling, right? In a sense it is, because I couldn't tell you 2/3 of what I watch in those 2 hours where I sit down to do nothing, because I literally process nothing. I am watching stuff that I don't have to process anything. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Why am I going to watch something I have to pay attention to when my whole point is relaxing?
Yeah.
That seems silly to me. It's like people who go off on vacation and then they fill their vacation with activities and going, you're coming home more tired than when you left. What's the point of that? I'm going to go rest and relax. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm weird. So, it is what it is. But that's my suggestion. To live, whatever it is you do, jump in with both feet. If it's a hobby, if it's a book, it's a podcast, if it's music, dance like no one's watching, the whole thing.
Go all in.
Yeah. Just jump all into the next thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it makes it a little easier, is my only real suggestion. But find your thing. Everybody's got one. You just have to try it until you find it, or practice at it until you're good enough at it that it doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. Some people work out. That's what the workout is for.
Switch from mental to physical.
You take the dog for a walk, and, you connect with your dog. It's just some kind of transition, and other people can switch it on and off. And, for good, better, or for worse. Is any of these things better than the other? I don't know. Maybe walking your dog and connecting with your dog is more important than flipping the switch and sitting down and watching 2 hours of nothing and having no impact on your life whatsoever. So I'm not saying any of these things is better or not. I'm just saying it is what it is.
Yeah. Maybe even switch it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
You'll see. All right.
Found out my coworker makes $18,000 more than me for the exact same job, and I have to sit next to him every single day.
Well, okay, here's the thing, as when someone makes that much more than you, are you sure they're actually doing the same job? They may be doing the same job, but they may be doing more than you, or the accounts they're working on are worth more. Or, how long have they been there?
Yeah.
Have they been there 5 more years? And so, that's the reason they're making. There's usually reasons for this. It's you have the same job title doesn't mean you do the same thing. Well, right?
Yeah.
Look at the NFL football team, or pick any or a basketball team, right? They don't all make the same amount of money, but they all do the same thing. They all go out and play basketball. Technically, they all go out and entertain a crowd, but that's a different discussion. They're not actually paid to play basketball. They're paid to put people in the seats and get people to buy merchandise, and that's what they're technically paid for. It's just basketball is the venue for it. They're in the entertainment industry, and they often forget that. But that's a whole different, longer rant and discussion.
Yet you got it in.
But yet I got it in. But the point is, just because you have the same job and in theory your job description is relatively close, doesn't mean you're doing the same thing. Doesn't mean what you're doing has the same value.
Well, I'm betting he does other tasks that are not he's unaware of.
He gets the tough clients, he gets the big clients.
Yeah.
Right, because he's got the experience to manage it.
Okay. Yeah.
He has 10% more clients depending upon what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's faster than everybody else. So while you do the same task, he's much more efficient. Yeah. Maybe he's not a whiner and doesn't take any management time. And so part of the reason you're not getting paid so much is because you have to be managed more. And that's annoying. So guess what? It's coming out of your salary. Just like for you, the amount of BS you're willing to pay to, you're willing to put up with is in direct proportion to the size of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, the size of your paycheck is amount of BS they have to put up with it has the same effect. They're not going to pay you as much if you're a pain in the butt. Then someone who's easy to manage and gets the work done quietly, and they don't need a bunch of oversight, versus someone who's got to have their work checked over and have to be kept on task and needs 3 meetings a week so they can be patted on the back, versus the guy who just sits down, shuts up, and does his job. Right? Mm-hmm. Who do you want to pay more? Even if they actually, at the end of the day, they get the exact same amount of work done. Who do you want to pay more? The person you got to deal with all the time is annoying, or the person who just sits down and does his job and never messes up? I'm paying the guy who sits down, shuts up, does his job, and never messes up. That's the guy I'm paying. I am quietly paying him more. And he will never tell anybody else because he doesn't care. Right? Yeah. So find out what your actual difference is, because there's a difference, is my suggestion. It's not the exact same job.
It's not.
No. And he's more experienced and he's getting paid for that experience and knowledge. But my guess is there's reasons for that. Okay.
How do I deal with insecurity about my boyfriend's friendship with a coworker? Now, they're in their late 20s. So she's ready to start working through this. She wants to change. She's in her late 20s.
Yeah.
She's ready. It's a friendship. It's all about a mindset, really, I think. And one thing that helped me, a certain mindset, is that I love my darling. He's great to be around. He's got a wonderful personality. He's friendly. He's engaging. I just like being around him. So hello, other people are going to like being around him too. And what? He's not allowed to have friends. I have friends.
Well, here's the thing. They're in their mid-20s, mid-late 20s, right? 27, 28.
Uh-huh.
And you're right in the middle of the fertility zone. And everybody in the fertility zone is more insecure about their relationships than when you're out of the fertility zone. Like you and I, we're past the point where that stuff is relevant, right? I've had too many and I've been fixed. You know, nature
I
has
was
nature
done.
has run its course with you, right?
With me,
Yeah.
I was smack dab in the beginning of menopause when we met.
Yeah, so that ship has sailed, right, for both of us, and so we have less insecurity about that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's ship has sailed. They're right, both smack dab in the middle of all the hormones flowing, and so let's be clear about her. Her feelings of insecurity are real.
Oh yeah.
Just because they're misplaced, just because it doesn't necessarily make logical sense, let's be clear that they are clearly real.
They're
And
very real, but they're feelings.
yes, there are feelings. And so here's the thing. If you try to hold on too tight to your boyfriend, you're gonna lose them because you're gonna become unattractive and needy.
Mhm.
So just do what your boyfriend is attracted to. Just be you. Just be the kind, pleasant human being he likes to come home to every night. And you will be fine. Because he knows the reality of his coworkers. They're perfectly fine to hang out with at work, but you don't want to spend the rest of your day with them people.
No.
They're crazy. I hear their stories about what they do. I don't want to. Are you nuts? This person is terrible relationship material. She hasn't had a steady boyfriend in 16 boyfriends. Why do I want to be boyfriend 17? What is wrong with you? Right? This is how it works. So just focus on being the best you, best relationship you can have on any given day. You know, you're not always going to be your best, but just try to put effort into your relationship and the chips will fall your way more often than not. Just show up and do good. It's amazing how often that actually does work.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Okay.
Returning to a job, but scheduling availability is already stressful before I start. What should I do?
What were they leaving for? I mean, they're returning. This was an injury,
Yeah.
Pregnancy.
No, it's an injury.
Okay. Well, how long have they been out? A few weeks, or are we talking months?
A couple months.
That's the problem, right? Because they've had to replace you for a couple months, and now they've got to fit you in where they can, while still trying to take care of the rest of the employees who've either brought in to cover for you, or who have gotten more hours, gotten used to those more hours. It's a delicate balance. Also, you're not in the same shape you were. Assuming you're like a roofer or a stripe, depending upon the injury. I'm assuming you're not an office worker, because office workers, generally speaking, don't stay out long times for injuries because they can accommodate, right? So it's normally something more physical.
Normally.
So you just work through it, just like you do anything else, right? Hey, just because something is stressful, lots of things are stressful, right? That's just part of life sometimes, and
It really is.
And you just kind of have to learn to work through those at times. And this is one of those times. Of course, it's going to be stressful. There's a large change. You're unsure about what the schedule is. You're unsure about, maybe they think you were trying to run some workers' comp scheme. Who knows?
Don't know.
Right? Or maybe you're just worried about that. No one actually does think you're trying to run a workers' comp scheme. You've got it all worked up in your head, right? People do. I would have. Do people think I'm faking it, or right? Because lots of people do fake it, and now you worry about this stuff. And back in the day, when anxiety disorders, right?
Yeah.
These things can run wild in your.
Yeah.
The world is not responding. You're not responding to what the real world is. You're responding to the world your head is made up.
I know.
Right. So, my suggestion is take it one day at a time. Don't overly stress. I'm not telling you not to stress is stupid. Try not to overly stress about things you have no control over. Scheduling and availability. You trying to be as accommodating as you can, and they, generally speaking, will try to be as accommodating as Be prepared to work with people here.
You're gonna have to give it's a give and take.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give a little bit, you know? It's not gonna be your way.
You might have to start sliding, finding a spot just until someone else changes jobs and now they've got more room for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes those first few months, people, there's turnover all the time, so it won't take all that long. But yeah, it's just one of those things you got to deal with, man. There's no way. There's no way around it but through it. Mixing metaphors on that one. I do like to mix my metaphors. Okay, what's this last one?
Okay, now this one. Job is causing a mental health crisis. Should I just quit? Go to your HR and tell them you're having issues because of your job. And they oftentimes they have a counseling that's available for something like this. Give them a chance to respond.
Well, here's also, I'm going to say, make sure that's the job isn't necessarily causing your health crisis. You might be having a health crisis and blaming the job for it rather than accepting what the real problem is. I'm not saying the job isn't necessarily part of the problem, but these mental health crises are rarely directly from the job. It's something else that you're carrying with you, and a poor work environment or a stressful work environment is going to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Well,
and because it's our nature to blame external forces rather than the internal chaos that's in our head we're going to blame the job for creating the chaos rather than the chaos creating the issues with the job. And there may be legitimate issues with the job as well. But if you're not having that internal chaos, it's a manageable situation. But because it's not, now everything is doubled, right? You've essentially doubled your problems. Anytime you're having a mental health crisis, start with you. You are the common factor. That's always my position. That's the thing you have to change, ultimately. And maybe you do need to quit and find a different job. If you're flexible enough where you can quit and get a different job relatively soon, or you have enough flexibility because you've got friends and family who'll take care of you for 3 months or whatever it is it might take to get a new job, fine. I don't have a problem with it. I'm actually supportive. HR works for them, not for you. So I don't believe in going to HR. Find other ways. There's lots of resources external of
well,
your job.
I'm also trying to establish a paper trail here.
Yeah, but you're assuming that
because I'm a paralegal, damn it.
Yes, we're assuming that this,
that in case they need,
but they didn't say I'm being abused at my job. They just said child is causing.
No, for SSI, for disability.
You can
claim.
create that with other ways, because
it's an option.
Going to HR is a sure way. Is a sure way to get quietly retaliated and shuffled out. And we're having layoffs next month anyway. Now you're on the list. And while these theoretically you have worker protections, realistically you don't. Even if you sued them and all that stuff, you likely wouldn't get enough money to cover the costs of you suing them. So it's a pointless endeavor.
Well, I'm not talking about suing.
I'm just saying the long-term consequences when you have other options. Oftentimes, now here's the thing. Oftentimes, they will have some medium to larger companies will have an employee program that employees can call anonymously, essentially, and get help. You don't actually go to HR. You go to that company directly. That company sends a notice, says 3 people contacted us this month, 6 people contacted us this month, whatever, but they don't tell you who it is. It's part of a package. So check through your employment package and see if they have an employee wellness program or something like that.
Yeah.
With an external number for you to call. I'll support that one. Go into HR because I'm not convinced necessarily that the job is causing the mental health crisis. And if you go and you start saying the job is causing the mental health crisis, you're becoming a problem. You are the risk. You're now turning yourself into the risk that HR is there to protect the company from. Right? You've now marked yourself as the risk. They're not there for you. They're there to protect the company from you. Let's be honest, right? Now, maybe at times that need for them to protect the company can work in your favor if there's someone genuinely abusing you. Okay, fine, because ultimately then that person is the problem, right?
Yes.
Yes, but it might just be normal job stress. It might just be that they're not set for this job. They're in a sales job and there's someone like me who cannot do sales, right?
Yeah.
It's literally just the wrong job for you. That would cause me all kinds of mental stress and I would have to quit. Put me in customer service where people are calling me, asking me to solve problems. I'll do great. Just don't ask me to sell anything, right? I can't. I'm not a salesperson. So there could be that if maybe you're just in the wrong job. You're trying to do sales and you're a customer service rep. You want to solve people's problems. You don't want to get people to buy, the fancier windows that they don't need, or whatever it is. It's against your nature, right? So I don't know. Just be careful about going to HR if it's not a direct HR. If the other person isn't an actual problem, start with yourself. Is my suggestion. It's always my suggestion. Because you are the common factor in all the problems in your life. All of them may not be your fault, but you're still the common factor in all of them. Sometimes you're a victim of circumstance. You just happen to be standing on the wrong
Well, that's
corner.
what a counselor will help them navigate through.
But here's the thing. Even if you're a victim of circumstance, guess what? You're still the one who has to pick up the pieces and deal with it.
And a counselor will help them do that.
But there's all kinds of, there's the mental health helpline. We used to have a banner for that. I forget what it is. Isn't it 811 now or something that you can call?
If you're in a mental health crisis, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So call 811. National, just look up, pick your favorite search engine. You don't even need a search engine these days. Just put in your search bar on your browser. Ask ChatGPT, my local mental health hotline, and they'll tell you, right? This is there's no excuse for you not to be able to find the person to talk to in these days.
Yes.
There's 1,000 options.
There is.
Okay,
good.
All right. So if you're in a season where work feels impossible or life feels too big, you are not alone. You're not behind. You're not broken. You are just growing. And growth is loud and complicated. And sometimes it's funny. So anyway, for me and Lubby, we want you guys to have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night. I'm trying not to touch it at all.
What?
I didn't know it caused you issues.
It doesn't cause me issues. It causes people who listen to us issues. Boom, 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 boom sound. No one wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. And I was just reminding myself last week as I was editing, I got to tell her to stop touching the thing. So hopefully I was more abrupt than I was.
No.
Okay. Because it's not that.
But I could tell it irritates you.
It doesn't irritate me that much. I think I'm just irritable today.
That's all right.
I think I'm just irritable today. I'm not even irritable. It's the wrong word for it.
Restless.
Something. There's
discontent.
Discombobulated. I don't know. I've got too many things wrong with me.
You're fluid. You're all fluffled.
All right. Anyway, we're ready to go. You ready?
We used to call it frickly.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. I'm Jazz, she's Lovey, and tonight we are stepping into the world of teens, the ones who shut down, the ones who repeat our old mistakes, the ones who are terrible boyfriends at 17, and the ones who get forced into hobbies they've never asked for, or even some they have. We're talking about consequences, compassion, and the delicate art of guiding a young person without crushing their spirit. Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that? Parenting isn't about perfection. It's about staying present, even when the kid in front of you feels like a mirror you're not ready to look into. Yeah, I've got a job like that. That's always no fun. But before we start into everything tonight, we want to remind you can find us over here at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. And we really will try to get to the comments and stuff we're getting on our shorts and things. We'll try. We're going to try to be better.
Try.
Even though in my defense, I've been occupied in the last 6 weeks with, I don't know.
Everything, one thing right after another.
Oddly enough, it's the sleep. My knee feels pretty good, which, by the way, just to let everybody know, the knee x-ray and stuff went very well Friday. The x-rays healing quite well. My doctor did wag her finger at me for putting weight on it earlier than she wanted me to.
See?
But yeah, she couldn't wag it too much because it's all healing nice and well. Everything looks perfect. So
You got lucky.
I didn't get lucky. I know my knees. It's all right. I'm just saying. Excuse me. All right. So let's get this started off. What are we starting with?
Right, this one. Whenever my mom discovers I have a hobby, she forces me to do that hobby. He's 16. Like drawing,
Yeah.
or
Okay, now
tinkering around on the piano. She makes him sit down and practice.
yeah, which of course ruins it when he's just wanting to test things out, try things out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: 16, he might be misinterpreting giving him opportunities to engage in his hobbies, right? Versus being forced. Let's say he starts drawing, so she buys him a pad and pencil set, right? So, hey, knock yourself out.
No, she makes him sit down during certain times.
Oh, mom, stop that. All moms, stop that. If they have their own hobby that they're picking up on their own, what you want to do is when they want it, you give them the opportunities to do it. You don't force them. That's the way to get them to not want to do a hobby.
He doesn't want to do them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you're interfering in his own choice development.
Creative process.
Just leave him alone, for God's sake. Oh, he's drawing. So you buy him a pad and some pencils and you just leave it for him. And here's the thing it's very, very hard for mothers to do, easy for fathers to do. Don't ask too many damn questions. Do you know how many questions it takes for a man to feel interrogated?
How many?
Don't guess.
2.
1. If we're not ready to talk about it, one question feels like an interrogation. It just is. All it takes is one. We don't like being interrogated.
Who does?
Apparently women. You all ask each other questions all over the tent. And we're sitting here amazed. What do you care about any of this stuff? And yet you all spend 30 hours talking about stuff.
Well, you have to show interest in the other person. That's what we're showing interest. We want to know about you.
You don't need to ask 1,000 questions to show interest.
That's what we're doing.
I'm just saying, be careful. That's men protect themselves because anything you say can and will be used against you at a future date. And so you don't tell anybody about your plans, successes, failures, because it will be used against you. Someone will steal it. Someone will use it against you. You happen to fail. This is nature. It's not even modern time. This is just how men have been since the beginning of time.
No wonder y'all are so hard to have relationships with.
We're actually very easy to have relationships with. You show you're interested, and then when we're ready, we'll talk to you.
Oh, great.
Now
Yeah.
look, this lady said she had this point. I forget this lady. She studies men, right? She had gone to college with her son. He was graduating, right? And so when she first got there, she said, "Hey, I'm really interested to know about XYZ thing you've been doing," and never asked again. Then on the bus ride home, her son wouldn't shut up. Spent 3 days with him, going through all the stuff, but he had stuff to do. He wasn't ready to talk about it yet. But on the bus ride home, when he was just him and his mom, and they didn't have anything else to do, he wouldn't shut up for 3 hours. He was just running, she didn't have to ask him any questions because he was telling her. She gave him the space to be ready to talk to him. And again, in a long-term relationship, this is easy because it doesn't have to be said today. It's perfectly fine if that conversation happens next week, next month.
What are you talking about?
Just saying.
This is why God gave me girls. I'd never survive.
This is why mothers drive boys crazy.
This is why at 20 they won't listen to any women.
No.
They have trouble taking directives from women.
Yeah,
20.
Boys at 20 years old, young men at 20 years old have problems taking directions from anybody. You in the military, you know this as good as anybody. That's the most, right? How well did those 20-year-old boys take direction?
Look, they only balked once. After that, it was yes, drills are yes.
Yes, but it quite literally had to be beaten into them, right?
Pretty much. Well, more like 100 sit-ups or push-ups. Push-ups was the big one.
It's not much difference than being beat into you. And in fact, you probably prefer getting beat into you. At least that'd be over faster, right? It's just these 100 push-ups are going to hurt through the next week, right? You're going to feel it forever. And it's not like that's going to end. You're going to get punished by your drill sergeant for the rest of the week. You know it.
Oh, now he's going to ride you.
Yeah. So.
Because you need to be broken.
Exactly. That's the point, right? 20 years old. It takes a drill sergeant to get these guys just to freaking be half civilized. And then, of course, we give these guys access to $1 million, of equipment and live fire rifles and go out there and blow stuff up. Hey, it doesn't seem like the world's greatest plan, but somehow it also seems to work. So I don't know.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Okay. Irresponsible 19-year-old. Consequences. Okay. Check this out.
Uh-huh.
He's 19.
Uh-huh.
He graduated early. Been working for 2 years.
Okay.
Still at home, saving money. He wants to buy a house.
Okay.
He's almost there.
Okay.
But he won't do chores around the house, so he's irresponsible.
Oh, he won't be your maid, and so now you're mad?
Yeah.
It's not like he won't. Does he leave a mess? Does he pick up after himself? I'm assuming he picks up after himself.
He picks up after himself, but he
eats his own food.
But he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't. Take out they want him to take out the trash. Take his turn doing the floors. Be part of the family. Where in his mind, he's already gone.
Well, in his mind, he's paying rent, so he don't have to. Is he paying some rent, or is he not paying rent?
No, he's not paying rent.
All right. Well, here's his solution to it. Have him pay for a maid to come in once every 2 weeks and do cleanup, and then you're all happy because that would be his solution.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pay for somebody to come in and do floors.
Yeah.
Every other week.
Fine. I'll be responsible for the floors. There
you go.
Yeah. Mary Maid is coming by on every other Wednesday to do the floors, right? It's whatever it is.
There you go.
That's
what I thought.
That would be my solution. Have him start because he's busy. He's got his own thing. It seems to me that The funny consequences is well, drill sergeant, but the kid doesn't need a drill sergeant. All you're going to do is force him to get out of his house, out of your house. At best, you're going to force him to get out of your house before he's really ready to buy his house. And right, it's just going to make him take longer to get a good start in life. So
Yeah.
the question is, do you want to deal with this for another 6 months, a year, so he gets the nest egg he actually needs? Or do you want to force him out because you don't want to take out the trash by yourself? Yeah. I don't know. Seems to me that there's a...
I mean, but I see her side. I mean, you're not paying rent. You are, you're making trash. You're running up the electric bill here.
No,
I mean, you got to contribute somehow. And when you are a part of a family, you should contribute to the upkeep of the house.
Yeah, but my guess is he's not creating trash that they need to be taken out. His trash is in his room, and he takes it on
cleaning
his
own room.
Yeah. Right? She wants him to empty her trash, and that's a different question. Like, now you want to have him responsible for something. Hey, can you help with the light bills and electric bills and all that kind of good stuff? All right, fine. But of course, if you're sitting there rolling in dough, it seems kind of silly.
Yeah.
But asking them to pay for someone to come in and do the floors and windows or something, sure. I
Makes perfect sense.
I mean, but let's be clear, it's to make you feel better. It's not to actually make anything actually better.
She feels she's teaching him something.
Teaching him what? To be a responsible human being? He already knows how to do that. You just have a disagreement about how this house should be run. He's 19 and he feels he has as much right to his perspective as you do.
Yeah.
And if you push him too hard, he's going to go, I can go live somewhere else now. I can go rent a house. I don't have to buy it.
You're going to force him out.
Yeah. And maybe that's the actual maybe that's maybe that is the answer. Maybe it's time.
Are you ready for him to leave? Are you trying to get him to leave? That's another question.
The other option is you could hire a drill sergeant to come in and see how that works.
Okay. My teen is going through the same issues I went through and failed miserably to solve. So how he doesn't know how to help?
Well, yeah, because teens go through issues that are most of us fail miserably to solve. That's how we learn things.
Yeah.
You learn your lessons doing the same thing, right? It's called a rite of passage, essentially. You've probably warned them about these mistakes.
My girls would come to me with things. I'm going to do this. And they didn't want to hear my opinion. But when I would say, I tried this, tried that, I did this and this and this. This is what worked. This didn't. Good luck. Keep me posted. Let me know where you are on this.
With my boys, I essentially, when they'd go through something, I say, you need any help? Just ask them if they needed help. All right, well, I'm here if you need some help. Inevitably, they say no. I'm here if you need any help.
Oh, I remember one of your sons had failed in school, and you asked him that. I thought you were nuts. Do you need any help? No, Dad, really, I got it. And he did. The next semester, he buckled down, really put in the effort that he knew was missing from the semester before.
Yeah.
But he thought he was going to get away with it. But he found out he couldn't. And he passed, do very well. Yeah.
Yeah, he just knew he couldn't skim on. There's some classes he couldn't, slide through. That's the problem with being smart, right? You learn that you can slide through some things, and then of course you get to a class or a subject that you can't kind of,
you can't slide on.
Can't you weasel your way through? And oh man, now I've got to go do it again. Which of course now it's easy. You can, because you've gone through it, right? You can actually slide through it, but you've learned the lesson that okay, there's some things I can take, some subjects I'm better at than others. And so some I'm going to have to work at, and others I don't. Something is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. These are just life lessons. I know it's hard to watch your kids go through the same problems you went through.
It really is.
But it's just the way life is.
Mm-hmm.
And be there for them, pick them up, dust them off, and say, that sucks when that happens, doesn't it? And maybe think it through next time. Of course, again, the difference between girls and boys. I raised mostly boys. My poor daughter. She happened to be the youngest one. And if she was the oldest one, she may have had a chance, but she was the youngest.
She's all right.
Well, yeah, she's fine because it's the rest of the world that has to deal with her that's not. Because she's got the confidence of a boy and the overthinking of a girl, and it's a weird combination. All right.
How do I reprimand? Oh, I think my 17-year-old is a terrible boyfriend. How he talks to his girlfriend like she's a buddy.
Okay, he's not like insulting her or any of those kind of things.
Yeah, he's being sarcastic because he thinks he's funny.
Okay, but does she like it?
Yeah.
Because she might be a gamer girl, maybe, right? And so the kind of banter is just how they interact. So that might be kind of thing. You may want to. I'm assuming this is the mom.
Yeah.
You may want to have your husband have a conversation, or uncle, whoever's the man in his life, right? All young men should have a man who can have these kind of difficult discussions. So, hey, if you want your relationship to take the next level, you have to be more careful about when you are sarcastic or not, because women get emotional, and if you drop the sarcasm thing at the wrong time, she's going to take it wrong, and you have to be prepared to respond for that, right? There's consequences to your thing. You just have to explain to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they become better at when and not to have those, right?
Barbie little comments.
Yeah, when to be careful, when not to. It's when you're out having a quasi romantic dinner, leave the sarcasm at home.
Yes.
If you're gaming and you're playing around, you're goofing around over a D&D game or something, sure, let the sarcasm and stuff fly. It's perfectly fine. So pick and choose your battles here.
But that's very true. There are some times when you are sarcastic and I am just, whoa, that was fast. That was really good. I wouldn't have thought of it.
You have to pick and choose.
And other times it's like, okay, mister.
I'm not always good, right? But you got to be prepared when you're wrong. That's the other point, right? Okay, if you're going to use it a lot, as someone who does, you have to be prepared for the consequences. You have to be fast enough to be able to dance your way out of any problems you just created.
Uh-huh.
I have lots of practice. So I'm good at it by repetition, not by talent. So I don't know. Have the man in your son's life have a discussion about timing, is because you don't want him to change his nature. That's what attracted the girls to him. That's right. That's what's attractive. He's funny. Yeah, but it's a double-edged sword. Be careful when you use it.
Yeah.
Have the man in his life, father, stepfather, uncle, whoever he listens to.
Mm-hmm.
Older brother, have that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I reprimand my 13-year-old son by still appreciating what he did? Okay, he broke a rule, but he did it just brilliantly.
That's the difficult one. Okay, here's the thing. You can't actually do both. You can. Mm-hmm. We think that you can't do both, that you can't appreciate his creativity in solving the rule, the malicious compliance, all kinds of things, but also you can't get away with that. What are you freaking thinking? And right? You can do both. So you lead with the appreciation of, I appreciate the creativity. I appreciate the thing. I may not even necessarily mind. But you also know you can't get away with that, right? You know I have to do something about this. So what's it going to be? Let's walk through some of these problems here, and you guys will settle on something, because it's one of the hardest things as a parent to do is right, to not laugh or not to appreciate when you do these things. And so what you either go under punishing or you over punish, compensating. Just do both is my thing. Just do both.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, and they'll appreciate it. They'll accept the punishment a little better, because at least they'll appreciate your. Hey, all right. I may be grounded for 6 weeks, or have to go clean the gutters for every old person in the neighborhood. Who knows, whatever the punishment may be. But at least it was the knowledge that it was a great way to do it. You're gonna do it good. I can appreciate that. It softens the blow of the. So do both is my suggestion.
Good one.
Yeah, just do both.
Yeah,
it's fine. Acknowledge the.
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
That was absolutely hilarious. Go to your room.
Yeah. Done it.
Yeah.
That was really freaking smart. But I'm mad at you right now, and I'm not going to punish you, but I still think you're brilliant. Now, I'll talk to you in a day or so.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, do both. That's my only suggestion there.
Yeah.
All right.
My best friend is talking to a guy, and he's all she wants to talk about. Yeah, it's called, she's falling in love. It's called smitten, obsessed.
Yeah.
It's all she can talk about.
Yeah, she's a little.
Guess what? It's going to be your turn one day, honey. Probably. And y'all, if she's your best friend and you hang in there together, you're going to be going through this once or twice in your lifetime.
Yeah, hopefully once or twice.
Yeah.
If you're lucky. So, yeah, I don't know. Here's a trick that us men do when we have to listen to things that other people are just kind of ranting on about, and you really lose interest about, I don't know, 9/10 of the conversation. You listen for the key things that you need responses for.
Yeah.
And depending upon the conversation, you have about 6 responses that you only have to cycle through. Hey, and if you've lost track of the conversation, you pick a word and you just pick one of the 6 at random. Oh, really? That's cool. He didn't. Right? Just pick a handful of these things.
No way.
Yeah, throw a couple of those things in there.
Get out of town.
Every now and again. There you go, girl. Whatever it is, depending upon your
I'm so happy for you.
The the terminology of your relationship.
Yeah.
Throw a couple of those in there every now and again. You don't have to pay attention. She thinks you've been listening. Everybody's happy. Yeah.
There you go.
So men have been doing this for generations, upon generations upon generations. We're quasi listening for the key words, handful of facts that need to be remembered, and the rest gets completely flushed from existence. As old people, us old guys, it's a natural instinct. We don't even have to think about it anymore. And young kids, they're still working at it. They're still trying to process this. They're still trying to be good husbands and boyfriends and whatnot, and actually try to. No, man, 9/10 of it you have no need to know. You don't need to know, and she's gonna tell you again anyway. So it's all good. Don't pay any attention to it. Just a handful of things. Throw out a handful of phrases, and you'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
My teen is 14 and not engaging in school. Okay, he dials it in. He gets C's, no extracurriculars, nothing.
So he's passing.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. As long as he's C's get degrees, right?
Yeah.
You can go to community college if you want. If he's if he wants to, he can go to community
Trade
college,
school.
or trade school is probably more effective for him. And then he
Mhm.
can but even still, if he still wants to go to university, C's don't prevent you from going to community colleges. C's and community colleges don't prevent you from going to state universities, and C's get degrees.
Yeah.
And it's not a terrible strategy, right? I understand as a parent how you want him to excel, you want him to succeed, but see from his perspective, why do I need to put in any more effort than I need to?
Mhm.
This is exactly what he's thinking. You know, what is it? Bill Gates, he said, find a lazy man to do a difficult job and he'll find the easiest way to do it. That's what your son is doing at 14. he's found the easiest way to keep everybody off of his back. To stay off of his back. Reward him in other ways. Let his hobbies, engage with his hobbies. He has them. He's just not.
He does.
You probably just don't respect
That's
him.
what she doesn't understand. He has hobbies, but he won't be interested in school. He doesn't show any interest in school.
He's not interested in school. And the more you try to force it, the less it's going to happen. He's got it worked out. Let him work it out. You can tell him, actually, look, I know you've got this worked out. You're getting C's. I'm not going to complain too much, but as your mother, as your mother and father, we just wish you'd apply yourself to some subject. Not even all of them. Pick one. An elective, something that you want to engage with. But if not, you've got it. Yeah, I've got it. Right.
Yeah.
He'll be annoyed, but at least he'll know you care. Right. Yeah. Don't push it too off. Don't push it too hard, too often. Just let him know you actually do care and you wish, mother's instinct is, I wish you would be more engaged at school, but you're passing, you're doing everything you need to do. I'm not going to ride you on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you keep getting C's get degrees, I'm going to park my emotions over this thing, but I wanted to let you know. Right?
Yeah.
Make it your problem, not his. You're just telling him you have the problem.
Yeah.
And don't even ask him to fix it. Just say, I'm just having an emotion. I'm working through it. It's not really your problem. I just wanted you to know I care. Right? That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion for that. So if you're raising a teen right now, remember, you're not supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to show up, and you are doing that. So for me and Lubby, have a good night. Oh, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, share button, all that good stuff. And have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.
Dun, 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 dun. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling right now. And welcome back to Late Night Love. I'm Jazz, she's Lovey, and tonight we are diving into the tender stuff. The partner who forgets your birthday 2 years in a row, the guilt that keeps you in a relationship you've outgrown, the anxiety of buying a house together, the complicated world of intimacy when your body and mind aren't on the same page. We're also addressing the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes people ask things of us that cross the line. Well, yeah, I read that terribly. That was awful. Anyway, and we need to name that boundary out loud. That is an awful read of that sentence. God,
I thought you were doing fine.
I know there was just a lack of everything in that one. So let me try this again and see if I can do this.
All right. Okay.
More thing. We are also addressing the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes people ask things of us that cross a line, and we need to name that boundary out loud. You see the difference?
Okay. Yeah.
I completely stumbled of it. I didn't even recognize the colon in the question, right? I put the comma in the wrong spot the first time. Anyway, it was a mess. It was a grammar. Anyway, my mouth isn't working. Grammar. It was a mess.
But you got it.
Yeah, well, it's getting late is what we can tell it is.
It's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah.
But you can do us a favor and hit the like, subscribe, share, and all that good fun stuff. Send us your questions, comments, suggestions to love@latenightLove.us. And we'll get around to answering questions, comments on our shorts and whatnot here at some point, because we'll figure that out
Eventually.
We'll figure lots of stuff out eventually.
We really will.
We're only on show 314. It's not like we don't know what we're doing.
We can talk.
The recording 314. It shows 300. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's 314 because it's A, B, and C segments.
Yeah.
I count the shows as recording days, not episodes, because we now do 3 episodes. We used to only do 1. Anyway,
well, I consider this one recording session.
Yeah. I went back and was showing our podcast students some of our early ones.
Ooh,
where you were still off camera.
What did they have to say?
No, I was just saying. I was just showing. I went back to showing the difference between episode, say, 4, 5, 10 versus episode 150.
Oh, you did.
Versus
showed them. Okay.
Versus episode 130. How we evolved, right?
Yeah.
We started the first one that we had green screens, and you weren't there.
Even on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've tried different setups, and even now we're still perfecting to getting 3 camera shots in. So maybe we can edit this into a TV show or some type of thing. So anyway, all kinds of stuff. We have just rambled on for lots of reasons. Let's get this show on the road. All right.
My boyfriend of 4 years didn't get me a birthday gift 2 years in a row. How should I approach this? Oh, honey, you don't have a boyfriend. That's friends with benefits.
Well, first you have to find out, does his family celebrate birthday gifts? If he's was raised at Jehovah's Witnesses, he may not do birthdays.
She tells him every year her birthday is coming.
That doesn't mean he's going to buy you a gift if he was raised culturally to not buy people birthday gifts. I know these people. Right?
She didn't mention anything about that.
I know she didn't, but doesn't mean does she even know, right?
They've been together 4 years. I think she would know.
I don't know. And, 2 years in a row. So I guess he didn't. Maybe he's having economic difficulties. Because here's the thing. They've been together 4 years. He hasn't gotten her birthday gifts 2 years in a row. So does that mean
first 2 he did?
He did. Maybe. Or he took her someplace or something?
Yeah. Birthday gifts.
Then this is an economic issue. He doesn't have the money. And if he can't buy a good enough gift, he's not going to get one.
He can't buy a card?
No, it's embarrassing to just get a card and a flower.
Stop it.
I'm just telling you how a 28-year-old male is going to feel. To a 29-year-old woman who likely at this point is making more money than he is. You don't settle with yourself until you're in your mid-30s as a man, right? You're still not mature at 28. You're just not. You don't get to that until you're in your mid-30s. So, I don't know. But you're also talking to someone who doesn't really care about birthday gifts. So, I could do without birthdays. Frankly, if the whole world stopped celebrating birthdays, I'd be just as happy.
Yet you managed to come up with something for me every year.
No, I just buy you what you want. Can you buy me this from Amazon for my birthday? Sure. And that is
yeah.
That is not the same thing as getting you a gift.
It is to me. It's what I wanted.
This is true.
And you actually bought it for me. Hello. You didn't have to.
And I do try to get you a card or something, but it's not because
Yes, you do.
Yes, it's just because. Anyway, I could go without having
Do you
birthdays.
know how much that keychain on that card meant to me? I look at it every day.
I'm just saying I could do without birthdays and not miss them.
And I'm just saying it means the world to me what you do.
Okay. especially considering I don't think I could do without birthdays.
I know.
I just think they're annoying. I always have. It's not even a
And do you know what I do for you on your birthday?
yeah.
I make you a cake. Your favorite cake.
I want just a big glob of sugar. That's essentially what
That's
my cake.
it.
Let's puff up some
And
sugar.
you know what I do? I leave you alone on
Yeah.
your birthday to do whatever the hell you want to do.
I know, I should go pick up golfing on my birthday again.
Ooh, there you go.
I haven't swung a golf club in a decade.
Well, how long? Well, it's been more like 15 years.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I used to do it to stretch out my back, but now I'm too lazy. All right, what's next? Where did we get off on a rail on that one?
I feel like I stayed with my girlfriend out of guilt, not because I'm fully in it anymore. How do I bring this up? They're both 18.
Well, it's the Band-Aid theory on this one. Hey, we've grown apart. I appreciate you for everything, right? It's not you, it's me. And you move on. You respectfully end it. It's no one's fault. It just at 18 it happens.
It has run its course.
Yeah. So it's, as always, you make these things about you, not about the other person, and at 18, you don't want to waste your time. And you just make sure, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to spend 6 months, a year, and have us break up anyway, when I know now that, and she's probably feeling it the same, right? These things, generally speaking, are usually felt by both partners.
Yeah.
And one of you is trying to figure out both of them are probably trying to figure out how to get out of this with some class and grace, right?
And they're 18 and they don't know how.
You're 18. You don't know how. You don't even know what class and grace is yet. So, but you're trying to do it, right?
Yeah.
More power to you.
Yeah.
So what you do is you make it about you, not about them.
Yeah.
You accept all the responsibility for not having grown into the relationship, and you thank them for their time, and you greatly appreciate everything you've done for me. That's what you do.
Don't send a text.
No. You only send a text to someone who isn't going to take it well. But you give them, at 18, you give them a chance to be able to take it well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot of anxiety about buying a house with my partner of 2.5 years. Am I making the right decision? He's just not sure if she's financially stable enough.
Well, if you're having that question, then you're probably right to be anxious.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 33, she's 28. He's probably a little more settled in life than she is. That 5 years makes a difference.
It does.
Again, the mid 30s versus late 20s. There's a huge difference there.
There is.
But we're also guessing. But my guess is he's got the good credit rating. Maybe she's got some student loan debt.
Yeah. Kind of thing.
Maybe she likes spending credit. She likes the Amazon credit cards a little too much. And he's worried about long-term debt. Without knowing more, it's impossible for us to say you're making the right decision or not. But sit down in front of a financial advisor and pull the Band-Aids off and actually look at everything.
Yeah.
There's this guy on YouTube, Caleb Hammer or whatever it is. He brings people in who have really financially screwed up their lives. So you ever want to feel good about yourself, your financial self, just go watch some of the people on his show. And he says they come in, they're full disclosure, right? Everybody knows what's going on. He says, if stuff happens, we won't run the show, right? He says so everybody's all on board about getting this stuff out, right? Because they get a big chunk of change, and so. But oh my God, if you ever want to feel good about your financial decisions,
it's pretty scary, huh?
Go watch some of these people and just the decisions these people make. Right? Yeah, I'm $80,000 in credit card debt, and I just bought a $53,000 used Jeep. Why? I needed a car. Yeah, but right.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just the face of these things. He's actually caught people committing welfare fraud and stuff on these shows just because just going over the books. How do you get this much money in food stamps? And these people agreed to put it on the air. And you go, are you people idiots? How do the morons?
They're that stupid.
Yes, but how do they manage to defraud the government? Well, honest and honorable people can't. Anyway, we've gone off the rails.
Okay, that's off the rails. Sit down with a financial advisor with your partner.
Yep.
And hash it out together. Yeah.
And pull out just pull the Band-Aid off, hit the financial planner, and work through everything so you actually are more comfortable with what decisions you're going to make.
Yeah.
And maybe the decision is to downgrade the size of the house. Maybe it's to put it off for a year while she pays off debt. Blah, 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 blah. Or maybe you buy the house and the house is in your name and it's your responsibility. And she's going to have to take that risk.
Yeah.
Because she's not financially secure enough yet.
Not yet.
So there's that. Okay.
Okay, now we enter the adult section.
All
Intimacy. Right. Okay. Advice to help me feel more comfortable and confident with initiating sex with boyfriend. She's 33. He's 31.
No, she's 31. He's 33.
Yeah, she's 31. I'm sorry. He's 33. So I'm thinking he's going to be interested in anything she really.
This is one of these things. All you actually have to do is initiate it.
Right? Yeah, but how?
Pick timing. Don't interrupt his gamer session.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can walk by the TV naked, and you might see how invested in this particular game he might be. Sometimes you're more invested than others, right? You've got a group of people you're playing with. You've been playing for 2 hours. You're in the middle of a quest. You're going to be done in 20 minutes. Can you please wait? Versus, I'm just killing time here, and you walk by. I'm out of here, guys. Right? And these things can be different. You don't actually know, so you can find out how invested he is. But yeah, just show interest. Now, but she actually asked for is how does she feel more comfortable and confident? That's actually a different question.
Yeah.
How does any woman make themselves more comfortable and confident? The only way to do that is to genuinely believe that your partner finds you attractive regardless of what you feel about yourself.
Setting your own thoughts
aside.
And insecurities aside.
He likes your chubbiness. It's who you are. He likes it. Sure, one boob is slightly bigger or smaller than the other one. One of his hands is slightly bigger or smaller than the other one. It's fine. Right? Whatever it is you're uncomfortable with, he's perfectly fine with. He's accepted it a long time ago, even if he doesn't know it. Right? He loves the package. He doesn't care about the details. I mean, there's limits to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my guess she's within these. So we're not talking about, 600-pound person who's bedridden. Right? We're talking about someone who's reasonably average.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I always found being more comfortable and confident starting out in lingerie. I really did. It really helped me.
But yeah, because that's the thing. Lingerie is not for men. All we're going to do is try and get you out of it, right? It's just a barrier. It's because you feel better about yourselves in it. That's why we like the lingerie you like. We don't care about it. Whatever lingerie you like wearing is the lingerie we like you to wear. We don't care about anything else. Maybe one's easier to get off than the other, but hey, we'll even put up with that. We'll learn. We'll figure that out.
Problem to be solved.
We like the easier ones to get off, but we'll take whatever. If you like it, that's what we care about. Just saying. So just understand he likes you for who you are. Now, do things that make you feel that make your what's the word I'm looking for? The things you are uncomfortable with, make it don't matter.
Insecurities.
Yeah. So when the light's off and already in bed, reach over and just start.
I like to say, it all begins and ends with a kiss.
Men aren't that. That's a woman thing.
Well, that's where we start. We got to get our motor rolling. Hello.
Apparently her motor's already rolling. Her confidence isn't.
It's how we ease into it. We don't just jump into it and jump on top of you.
That'd be more effective. Just saying.
Especially if we're not quite confident yet.
Nah.
You could have a conversation, and go, hey, do you mind if when I'm in the mood, I just jump your bones? Literally.
She's gonna say no. So you don't need to ask. He's already your boyfriend or your husband.
She needs it up here.
Yeah.
She needs permission.
All right. I'll guarantee you she's got it.
Well, just to be sure.
Anyway, what's our suggestion? All the things that make you feel more comfortable and confident, but do them, do more of them. But generically speaking, dark lighting always helps.
Candlelight and lingerie, baby. Everybody looks good.
Yeah. And remember, lingerie is for you, so don't wear what you think he likes. Wear what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he's going to like you.
Yeah.
But also, just go for it, is my suggestion. Surrender to the insanity and just go for it. If you overthink sex, you ruin it. So just surrender to the insanity and go for it. Mm. Let the uncomfortableness be part of the excitement.
There you go.
That's
just a little bit of mystery.
That's actually going to be my suggestion.
Okay.
Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Let the anxiety work in your favor, or try to turn the anxiety to.
You're very, very seldom times is he gonna say no.
Yeah. Well,
if his back hurts, he may pass.
But it's also if he's close to accomplishing a goal, you may want to wait a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timing is important. Yeah. Okay, I get wet more easily quickly from watching porn instead of having sex. She's 26.
She just means she's visual. She's stimulated visually.
There we go.
There's nothing really wrong
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, normally it's men.
Normally it's the guy
who are visually, percentages. It's all percentages.
Yeah.
So you just happen to be in the percentage of women who are visually stimulated.
Visually, there you go.
It's not a big deal. Now you know how to warm yourself up.
And I have a question.
Use it in your favor.
What guy is going to ixnay this and say, no, we can't watch porn to get warmed up?
Mormons? Jehovah's Witnesses?
Well, yeah.
I was going to say Catholics, but who are we kidding? But monks, I guess.
Let me tell you something about those Mormons, man. You get a hold of one and you just turn them loose and they go cray.
Yeah, it's like the Amish. They go nuts for when they get sent out.
Yeah.
To go experience the world for the year or year and a half or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because you have to make a choice to stay.
Yeah.
And you can't make a choice without experiencing the rest of the world. So go experience the world. And again, different Amish cultures are a little different. It's not universal. But it's a lifestyle choice and you have to make it educated one. So go off there. But back to our question is, just accept that it is what it is. Use it in your favor while it lasts.
Yeah.
Because it may not last forever. So enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah. You could change. You're 26.
Yeah. Oh, it will change. I'll guarantee you. You're 26. The way you interact with sex is going to change a number of times in the next 50 years.
Yeah.
So learn to enjoy whatever stage you're in is my suggestion.
Yeah. You got porn? Bon appetit.
Yeah.
There you go.
So when you get in the mood, watch 5 minutes of porn and then go jump your spouse's bones.
There you go.
Your partner's bones.
Yeah.
Now you don't have the confidence problem the last one did.
There you go.
All right. Hey, maybe that's a good question for the last one. Watch a little bit of porn first. And
see if that helps.
Get
you going.
You never know.
Try. That's a good one. There we go.
Hey, take what works for somebody else and give it it may not work at all, right? It may do the exact opposite.
But try.
You may feel more self-confident, less self-confident.
Maybe.
Because you see, then
because you compare yourself to the porn actresses
who are stunt women, essentially.
They're
right?
Stunt women, yeah.
Let's be honest, those porn actresses are stunt women. So watch some homegrown porn.
Yeah. Watch, homegrown.
Watch regular people who've recorded themselves on their cell phones.
Amateur, yeah.
Yeah, at least you're comparing like to like.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right. Now that we've completely ruined people's sex lives, what's next?
I like the idea of sex more than actually having sex. I'm not sure how to fix it. She's married.
Okay, well, get better at it. I'm gonna to pull out a gamer thing and get good, son. If the idea of sex is better than the actual sex, somebody's not trying hard. That shouldn't be a high bar to cross.
But sex in fantasy is perfect. There's no body noises. Nobody gets tired. Things don't hurt. You don't have to stop in the middle and use lube, get some lube,
I'm still just saying 99 out of 100 people are still going to prefer the real thing to then just thinking about it. Even with all its foibles.
Well, that's her issue. It's messy.
Well, that's accepted. Sorry, sunshine.
And you're married, hun.
Yeah.
You've done this before.
Well, here's the thing. Likely, you guys have probably gotten into we'll call it a routine.
Yeah.
Right? It's sex by numbers at this point.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Everybody kind of knows. And so, sure, it's functional. You can hit all the buttons and it all
everybody knows everybody's combination and they just go for it.
But at some point, that becomes routine.
Yeah.
And like anything, any routine is even as pleasurable as it may or may not be. You need something different on occasion, right? Sometimes you want to take the scenic route home. So, right?
Yeah.
So there's my suggestion. Figure out a scenic route home. Deliberately change it up.
That's a great idea.
Completely change it up.
Watch some porn together.
Yeah. Here's the thing. For one time, forget about your pleasure and just make your partner feel good.
There you go.
Just once.
All about him.
Or her. Doesn't matter.
Or her.
Either one of you.
Yeah.
Just give it a whirl. Why? Because it's different than what you've been doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't feel good at the same time. That's not the goal.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. If you do your job right, then you're gonna feel good.
Yeah.
But the goal is you're just gonna make your partner feel good. Now, if things work, everybody's and
everybody's happy.
Everybody ends up being happy, and you feel good. And there's a chance that the second half of your thing will end up into slip it back into at least part of your routine. But so what? Change your goal is gonna be my suggestion on here. Just change your goal just once. Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
All right. Or buy a swing. Okay.
Ooh.
There you go. There's another option. Okay.
A guy wants me not to shower for a week before being intimate.
Yeah, some people we'll call
The
it
odors,
the earthly flavors and pheromones, and
yeah,
it is what it is.
They like it.
You get to decide if this is something you're willing to do or not. And
a week without deodorant?
It seems a little. Well, lots of people don't wear deodorant at all. I rarely wear deodorant.
Summer, I do. Summertime. Anyways, not to shower for a week. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, a week, maybe a long time. Maybe go 3 days.
Yeah. I could go 3 days,
3 or 4 days, and see how it goes.
A week,
but again, this is one of these things you get to decide if how far
a guy. She didn't say boyfriend.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe she's an OnlyFans model and she's trying to figure out how much to charge for this. I don't know. It's not really relevant. About the question is, you get to decide. These are the kind of things you're up for or not.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you're in a long-term committed relationship, it changes the equation somewhat versus if you're not. Right?
Yeah.
If you're married to somebody and you're dealing with a 30-year relationship, you may be willing you may be willing to take one for the team on occasion just to give it a whirl. Because again,
okay, I can see that.
You're stuck in a routine, right? You're stuck in a rut. Change something up.
Yeah.
Someone wants to be a little dirty, quite literally on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Not for me, but I can't.
Yeah, I'm just saying you get to decide. But but that's a different question.
That's him.
That's a different question than this one night stand wants me to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which may have its own thrill, right?
Sure.
I'm not being, but you get to choose is the question. If you're not comfortable with it, then don't be comfortable with it. If you're willing to see where it goes and see how it works, and who knows, maybe you like the power. Maybe you're gonna end up getting off on having the power to make someone quiver at your feet because you're giving them something nobody else would. And now you've got this person wrapped around your thing like a sugar daddy. So I'm not suggesting it, just saying.
This is what happens.
This is how these things happen. Okay, relationships. I went completely off rails. I am so sorry. Relationships aren't about perfection. They're about honesty with your partner, with yourself. And sometimes the bravest thing you can say is, this ain't working
for me.
Or, I want to be a little dirty. I don't know. As we wrap up tonight, remember, life doesn't get easier just because you're older. It gets easier because you learn how to carry things differently. You learn how to ask for help, how to set boundaries, and how to forgive yourself for being human. Wherever you are, overwhelmed, hopeful, exhausted, rebuilding, you belong here. You're part of our late night community. Have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.